Hello StarCraft fans, this is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between puCK and JazBas on Orbital Shipyard. In the top right of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Protoss player. It is puCK, representing Flipside Tactics. Yes, I know it says Solus, but trust me, this is actually puCK. He just goes by Solus on the Legacy of the Void ladder. In the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Zerg player. It is JazBas. Alright, so this is part of a replay pack that puCK sent me. It does include both wins and losses, so please do not think because this game contains, or was from puCK, that he automatically is going to win it. I have cast many a win and many a loss from this player on the channel, so please be as surprised by the outcome as I will be. Alright, so I recently hit 2,000 subscribers. Thanks to everybody who supported the channel thus far. I appreciate everyone who has subscribed, who's hit that like button, who's shared my stuff on Reddit and Team Liquid and Facebook and Twitter and all those great sites. It's really helped to up the profile of the channel. I know I've said this before, but if you search LOTV or Legacy of the Void on YouTube, my stuff is on the front page on both. And I kind of own the LOTV search for whatever reason. I'm not sure who's using that exactly to search for videos, but if you are, you know about Falcon Paladin, that's for sure. So anyway, again, I have pretty good exposure. I'm hoping that with the actual release of Legacy of the Void, people will be a little bit more interested in Legacy of the Void casts. And honestly, I'm one of the few people doing daily Legacy of the Void casts. I think I'm the only one who's doing them twice a day. So hey, get on out there, get that word out. You can get better discussion on the YouTube comments, which is always fun. I've noticed some flame wars going back and forth on the comments. I just want to encourage people to be a little bit nicer. Maybe you can disagree in a civil way that doesn't really show how angry you are about things, and just kind of make those comments a good place for people to be, in a safe place for them to go. Anyway, so the probe is heading on out. Got a good scout off. Did see those 3 hatcheries coming up for JazBas. Nexus on the way here for puCK as well. And the question is going to be, will he make an adept? I think that would be a good thing to do here because spawning pool is a little bit late. The queen as well. Going to be a little bit late at the same time, and yes, there comes the adept. It is on the way, chrono boosting out warp gate at the same time, double gas, 3 workers on each gas coming from our Protoss player. And look at the timing on that. Probe comes down, gathers minerals, and the Nexus is ready to go. Amazing timing here from these players. We're both at about exactly 177 APM throughout the game. Look at this, just good play both from both of these guys. This is the Grandmaster level on the Legacy of the Void ladder, so pretty amazing stuff indeed. Thanks again to puCK. If you have any access to professional level replays, please let me know. I've tried tweeting at people, I've tried contacting them through Twitch, and honestly my success rate's been pretty darn low in getting pro level replays on my channel. Naiden has responded, puCK has responded, Fenner responded for a while, but he kind of stopped answering my emails a while ago, so that's kind of sad. But I'm trying to get as many amazing replays as I can to show you guys, but in the meantime, masters or higher is pretty much what I can promise at this point. Look at that, adept canceling the psionic transfer to get back here and hold this wall. It can hold a wall against Zerglings very, very well. It did take a dip in both shield and hit points here. It used to be 90-90 in a previous patch, now it's 60-80. But however, there is an upgrade available for them at the Twilight Council that allows them to hit or shoot about 40% faster, so that can help them be a little bit more viable in the late game, which I think Protoss players were looking for, honestly, in the long run. Queen can inject. Instead, going to throw out a creep tumor. Maybe use this one to inject. No, this queen's going to inject. There we go. Look at that timing. Well played by JazBas. If you're playing against puCK on the ladder, you're going to be a pretty good player, so we'll see how the Zerg manages to do. I have seen some complaints on the channel about people saying that Zerg seem a little bit underpowered here, but you know what? I see some complaints from people saying that Protoss is underpowered, and complaints from people saying that Terran is underpowered. So you know what? If everybody's complaining, maybe Blizzard's doing something okay at this point. I don't know what to tell you, but it seems to be the case to me. Overlord explodes, blood falling everywhere, and there come the Stargates. puCK is actually pretty fond of this strategy, going Stargate against Zerg. Phoenix are still really, really good in this situation. And hey, look at that. Spore crawlers popping up in those mineral lines. I'm not sure if the Overlord saw that. Overlord did not see that, but maybe just saying, you know what, it's either DTs or it's air. So I'm going to be ready for it either way. JazBas up to 50 total harvesters here at the 4-minute mark, sub 5 minute. Here comes an adept drop. Gonna try to do what it can in the second or third base here for JazBas, and nothing really here to defend. Yep, here we go. Worker Massacre looking pretty good. Lings showing up. Pretty good positioning here, though, however, from the Adepts in this mineral line. Queens gonna try to kill that Warp Prison. They don't manage to do it. One more. Oh, they do snipe it down at the very last second. Roaches and Queens in here are gonna finish up all the rest of these Adepts. They're just trying to kill workers as fast as they can because they do two-shot workers. In the end, it was 5 drones that died, 11 Zerglings in for a Warp Prism, and 6 Adepts. I don't know if that was a fair trade for puCK or not. 625 minerals were lost for JazBas. Again, a lot of those were workers, but 800 minerals and 150 gas lost there for puCK. So I would have to say the Zerg player won that engagement fairly handily, especially sniping down that Warp Prism. That was a big pickup for sure. Mothership shooing away. Mothership Core, rather, shooing away the Zergling. Zergling will run all the way back home. Overlord, again, just really wants to scout here. Ravagers popping up as well for the Zerg player. Has all the gas taken. Yep, 6 total Vespene Geysers here. This Queen should inject. 3, 2, 1, go. Go. Oh, my Queen Whispering powers are not working today. All right, JazBas, that's cool. I can respect your desire not to inject. You can queue up injects with Queens, though. Something I have mentioned on my channel before is you can queue them up. So if your Queen has a lot of energy, for example, like this one, you can do 2 injects instead of just 1, and the second inject will pop in at this immediately after the first one finishes. It's super nice. I really want to see Zerg players using that more often. Speedling comes in and sees the Void Rays. Recognizes there are Void Rays here. Ravagers do okay with Corrosive Bile against Void Rays. The Corrosive Bile ability here launches a missile. There it is. At the target location, dealing 60 damage to all units in the area upon impact. It does show an indicator showing exactly where it's going to land for Corrosive Bile, so you can dodge it if it's coming your way as the opponent for the Zerg player, but you have to be paying attention. It does take some bit of micro. You don't see a whole lot of dodging in lower levels, but in higher levels, the dodging doesn't seem to be too difficult. Robotics Bay on the way. Probably Disruptors here from puCK. He's a pretty big fan of that unit as well. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Disruptor coming right on out of this robotics facility. So it is a, so what calls it here? Robotic Disruption Unit. Uses Purification Nova to deal heavy area damage. Indeed it does. 150 area damage, which is enough to one-shot a Ravager, one-shot a Zergling. So it's going to come down to Purification Nova hits here. I think this army is fairly small for JazBas, but he's up to 67 total workers. Has another base coming up as well. The macro being very, very impressive at this point. The Void Rays are a bit of a concern. I don't think the Ravagers can handle on their own. Oh, okay. Mutalisks popping out with the +1 flyer attack. That should do a lot better there. Phoenix hallucinated coming out, trying to kill that Overlord. Can't quite do it. Wants to make it happen, but unable to do so. Unfortunately, there is a single Adept trying to kill an Extractor all by her lonesome. Only does 10 damage to stuff that's not light units, though, so it'll probably take her a while. The Lings say, hey, get away from our buildings, you big meanie. She does kill a Ling. Does she get a second one? No, she does not. Only a single one for that Adept. Hallucinated Phoenix still alive and then dies as soon as I say that, of course. So Ravager, Mutalisk. Mutalisk's flying on in, trying to kill stuff, and trying to find a place where they can attack without getting hit in the face by Void Rays. Oh, getting the Mothership Core, killing that. The Ling surround was okay, but Photon Overcharge being thrown down at the same time. And backing on out. So JazBas says a little bit more than I expected. Killing the Mothership Core was a nice pickup, though, because no more Photon Overcharge is available. Photon Overcharge turns a pylon into basically a missile turret that does 30 damage per hit for 11 seconds. Pretty crazy stuff. She can also Photon Overcharge 8 pylons at once if she has enough energy to do so. So here come the Mutalisks flying on in. Nope, there are Void Rays there, and they back on out again. Lings forcing a cancel on the Nexus up here, killing the probe as well. Oh, taking out a Disruptor. That's exactly what these Mutas need to do, is kill Disruptors. Killing pylons as well. Look at this. There's nothing here to protect these Disruptors, and there's not. One Disruptor goes down, getting focused immediately. The Lings running on in at the same time. Purification Nova killing all of the Ravagers, though, except for 2. Corrosive Bile being thrown down on the Immortals. Ravagers, Lings decide to actually back on out at this point. Ravagers getting destroyed in conjunction with the Phoenix and the Void Rays. I think maybe Hydralisks might be necessary. This Void Ray count is getting pretty darn big. And there's the Infestation Pit on the way. +1 melee attack, +1 Carapace. Being researched by JazBas at the same time. Lings, no. Without the Void Rays there, I think they could have killed these Immortals. Maybe those Zealots as well. I don't know. Would have been close. Oh, big old attack here with the Mutas. Stopping all mining at this base entirely. The Phoenix, though, are the bane of the Mutalisk. They can chase them down. They are faster. They can outrange them. They can attack while moving. The Mutalisks are in a terrible spot right here. They might just try to run away for home, or run away to home here, I suppose. This Nexus is under attack once more. The Lings get the full surround. They are going to force a cancel here. Yes, forcing a cancel on that Nexus. Well played. Indeed. Zealots getting warped in at this pylon. Going to try to take down this hatchery. Can they do so? And the answer is very, very close. No, the Mutalisks finish off the last Zealot. They want to get this pylon as well before another Zealot warps in. Oh, they do. They cancel 2 of the Zealots that were warping in there. But the Muta count is getting so dangerously low right now. Lings, once again, trying to cancel, but the army was ready for it there for puCK. And I don't know. The Mutas did end up dead, but right now it's 166 to 126 total supply. JazBas is up. At this point, resources lost tab shows 6,200 minerals, 3,500 gas lost for JazBas, 4,500 minerals, 1,100 gas lost for puCK. But again, the number of bases available for Zerg here is increasing quite steadily, unable to really take a fourth. Here is puCK, and again, the Lings want to force a cancel on this Nexus so bad. And they are going for it again, getting a full surround here. Do they have the +1 upgrade? They do, making them attack so much more quickly. It's gonna be close. The Lings, yep, they're gonna be able to get a cancel. There it is. There's the cancel, and the Lings back up. Now, the Phoenix flying around. They find a Queen to take out their frustration on. End up killing at Carriers on the way for puCK as well. What's the answer going to be for JazBas? It's going to be a Sky Toss play here, and I mean, just a difficult thing to do, really, for any Zerg player. Alright, this base is up and running. He has the gas running from this extractor. That is pretty good news. Again, planting that base once more. puCK is trying to make things happen. He is persistent, if nothing else. And amazing player at the same time. The Muta count here, again, really big. I guess the answer is going to be Mutalisks. I don't know if they do very well against Carriers, but here come the Phoenix. They're going to find stuff to lift and kill. Transferring probes are good. Overlords are good as well. Overlord hunting. And look at that supply plummet for JazBas. Actually, still has 200. Going after this Queen as well. Really nothing to stop this from happening. Overlord count. Yep, now supply block is JazBas. Overlord's trying desperately to get to a Spore Crawler. Is there even one here? I don't think there is. Making no Corruptors, though. Surprisingly, another attack here with Lings. Tried to make something happen, but the cannons and the Photon Overcharge was enough to make them flee. Look at this. JazBas down to 116 total supply. And actually just created a whole ton of Overlords. He's back up to 200. Never mind. Never mind, indeed. Parasitic Bomb being thrown down. Ooh, and that actually cleans up a lot. Oh! Parasitic Bomb killing every single one of those Phoenix. That spell needs to be used more often by Zerg players. Look at that. So 195 to 159 total supply. JazBas looking okay. Has lost a lot in minerals. 10,000 minerals. A lot of that is Overlords. 3,900 gas there. puCK having lost 6,000 minerals and 2,100 gas. But again, the expansions continue to come from JazBas. This is how you play Zerg, ladies and gentlemen. You expand like crazy. You lose armies, but guess what? You make more of them because you have a whole bunch of bases and a bunch of money in the bank at the same time. Lings, are they going to try to cancel this base again? I mean, the army is pretty much here to prevent that from happening. Nothing here to kill for the Lings, and no, that is not a good idea. There's a lot of error here. There are Carriers. More and more Mutalisks on the way for JazBas. Up to 26 total right now. Yeah, alright, so he's going to try to make Mutalisk work against Sky Toss, and I don't know. Parasitic Bomb against Sky Toss is also good, or is better, I think, than just straight Mutalisk. Perhaps some good Parasitic Bombs would be good. Corruptors, good answer here as well. Not as good against Void Rays, but actually perform pretty well against Carriers, really well against Carriers. But it's a Ling, Muta, Viper combination here for JazBas. Trying to make it happen. Trying to get a win against one of the better Protoss players on the entire planet. I'm not sure if he knows he's playing puCK or not, but in the end, here come the Mutalisks and a Phoenix count again. There's Parasitic Bomb being thrown down. The splits are okay, but man, a lot of those Phoenix are super low on health right now. Mutalisk flies on in. Nothing much happens. There's a giant probe massacre going on here at the second base. Is there enough energy for another parasitic bomb on those? I don't know if there is. Nexus being killed as well. The army coming on over, and the Lings in response heading on over where they know the army is not going to be, picking up that Nexus right there and moving on it. And again, nope, deciding to back on out instead, and the Lings go right after this base. Very intelligent play here for JazBas. A recall might be able to get the army back home. Heading back left, splitting his units here is puCK, trapped in a corner. Are these Vipers? Another parasitic bomb goes down. Should be enough to kill a couple of these Phoenix, but look at this. The Nexus is going to fall. It's not a cancel this time. It's a straight up destruction. A lot of probes falling at the same time. 50 total probes available there for puCK. Mutalisk still being super annoying. Taking a gold base as JazBas right now, getting 22 Corruptors. All right, so recognizing there are indeed carriers in the air, going for those Corruptors. The Mutalisks, no match for the micro abilities of puCK. +2 air weapons there, +2 shields as well. There are 2 spores here, nope, 3 spores here, and some spines, enough to hold off this army for a little bit. But again, I really think it's going to have to be the Corruptors at this point. How are the upgrades on said Corruptors? I do not know, but this base is in a lot of trouble because the entire Protoss army is here. The Lings saying, you're going to try to replant this base. No way, Jose. Killing workers instead. He will sack this base because JazBas has workers elsewhere, has bases elsewhere. And just basically storms, trying to deal with these Lings. Good storm dodging, surprisingly enough here. They're going to try to kill this Nexus too. They're going to deal with the cannons. They're going to deal with the Archon and not really worry about anything here. +2 Lings. This base under siege once more. The small bits of static defense, not enough to hold off the might of the Protoss army there. Getting the Nexus and backing out once more. puCK is down to 2 Nexus. No, a single Nexus. Not mining from anything at this point. He is long distance mining a little tiny bit from this base over here, but that's about it. Going to try to kill this Zerg player before it really matters all that much. This hatchery falls as well. That is the 3rd hatchery to fall to the might of the Skytoss army here. Archon locking down this base on its own. Where's this Corruptor ball? Here it is. +2 attack, +2 flyer attack on those Corruptors is very, very nice. And is puCK actually retreating here? It looks like he is. Killing that queen. They want to kill this gold base, but this is up and running. Observer scouts that out. Ling trying to deal with this pylon all by its lonesome. Dark Templar warps in to kill that. A bit of an overkill situation there. Gold base does fall for JazBas, but JazBas again probably feels like he's in a pretty good position. I'd have to say there are Vipers, there are Corruptors, there are Lings here. And I think it's enough Lings to clean up the ground army, assuming the Archon doesn't get too many shots off. But here it is, going right on in. Parasitic bomb on top of all of those Void Rays. Corruptors focusing down individual carriers, not worrying about much of anything else. Air units exploding left and right, and that's it. Soulless calls the GG, is defeated, and JazBas is victorious. Yahoo! Parasitic bomb, man. That is how you deal with Skytoss. Those Void Rays evaporated. There's still one here. Guess one came late to the party. 15 kills on that one. Anyway, yeah, just the continual assaults on this base with the Lings were brilliant. The attack up here with the army while the Lings came back in to kill this base while the army was out of position was, again, very, very good. puCK's micro decision-making were very fantastic, but in the end, the inability to hold on to this 4th for any length of time, I think, really cost him. JazBas expanded. The harassment was good, but the Phoenix harass was maybe a little bit too late. He came in and killed a ton of Overlords, right? Units lost, 22 Overlords died, but even as the Zerg player was down to 120 supply, he just made like 20 more Overlords, popped back up to 200, and it was no big deal. He had the bank to do it, he had the larva to do it, and in the end, that's all he really needed. So Zerg players take hope. There is hope yet against the Protoss at the higher levels of the game, and that's really what Blizzard's looking at, so that's what they balance on. All right, so that's about it. Thank you so much for watching today, all 2,000 of you beautiful, beautiful subscribers. Hit that like button, please. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. Stick around at the end of the cast to listen to the awesome music submitted by one of my subscribers. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.